Joining us now to help navigate today's job market for recent graduates is Wayne Thibodeau, the Senior Director of Career Services at Oakland University. Wayne, thank you for being with us.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So first, tell us about some of the services that are provided through the Career Services Department at Oakland University, and that includes not only students that are currently enrolled at the university, but graduates and recent graduates as well.
Absolutely. So we are here to help our students be successful in their future careers or at the professional school level beyond their undergraduate level. And so whether it's career readiness or preparing students for the job market, Career Services is really here to help students be successful. So whether that's preparing students for on-campus jobs or off-campus jobs, internships, co-ops, and really getting students prepared to compete in the workforce today.
And so one of the opportunities that's provided through OU is something called Handshake. It's a job search and networking platform for students, alumni, and employees. Can you talk about what Handshake is and how it provides a direct benefit to students from Oakland University in comparison to some other universities at the state level and across the country?
Absolutely. So Handshake is our online recruitment platform that helps connect students to jobs and students to employers. And so Handshake is a portal where students can upload their resumes. Companies actually post their jobs in Handshake, whether they're internships, co-ops, jobs, part-time opportunities. But it's a way to connect college talent to future opportunities. And so one of the benefits for students is that right now we have seen a huge uptick in the college market, very, very strong market right now. And it's going to be important for students not only to stay active, but to be polished. So upload a polished resume, update their Handshake profile to make sure that it reflects all of the skills, transferable skills, and the talents that they've received, whether it's an on-campus employment job, or whether it's an internship or working out in industry with an employer.
We're joined by Wayne Thibodeau, the Senior Director of Career Services at Oakland University, joining us on the Oakland County MegaCast. Your team's also spent a lot of time recently researching, particularly salaries that graduates can expect after they are done with their undergraduate education or graduate education at Oakland University. What was the goal of this research?
So the goal of the research is to really help educate our student population, prospective parents, and to really help aid students in making career decisions that are good choices for them long term.
What were some of the results that you found from this research that may have been surprising to you, or even to students or their parents that may be looking at this research after it's released by the university?
So I think the greatest, story that this is telling us is that we are in a hot job market, but students have choices. And so to help students with those choices, Career Services works one-on-one to prepare students for those decision-making skills, but also to help students navigate the job search process. And that's going to be important on this website for prospective parents and students to see not only the top employers, also to look at top salaries that students can make in different industry sectors, but also help understand what the value of an internship, what is the value and the return on investment of a college degree. And so we are very proud of not only our current students, but our alumni making great impacts in the region and in southeastern Michigan.
I understand there was also a pretty interesting statistic that was found in this research, particularly about salaries for engineering graduates.
Yes. So what we found is we are averaging over $73,000 a year with our engineering students, particular, whether it's industrial systems engineering, we've got electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. We are finding certainly our School of Engineering, Computer Science graduates, and many of our students here from Oakland University have lots of offers that they have to choose from, which is a great opportunity in the industry. But I think it's being smart. And so helping students navigate that process with our team here in Career Services or mentors here on campus is going to really benefit them long term, so that they're not just looking at the end goal of a salary and what they are earning, but looking at it holistically of what is the decision for the student that's going to be best for them. So looking at the types of industry sectors that they're falling in, what types of products they're producing, what is the career growth for an employer and a sector that they're working for, as well as navigating the salary and making sure they can look at what's the best fit for them in their future.
Wayne Thibodeau joins us on the Oakland County Megacast, the Senior Director of Career Services at Oakland University, with us on the program. And you mentioned long-term viability of these careers and helping with the long-term impact on the career path of these graduates and those that are postgraduate as well from Oakland University. How long does that support continue on for these students after they graduate from the university in their job search? Because that first job isn't for everybody the last job that they'll have. And sometimes they'll come into another situation. Maybe the pandemic had an impact on that, and they graduated last year or the year before that, and they've lost their job, or they've had to switch jobs, or they switch careers. How long do these supports go on and are able to be used as a tool for Oakland alumni, not only just them, but also the graduates as well?
Great question. So here at Oakland University, our career services team offers not only support for current students, but lifelong support for all of our alumni as well. So as you mentioned, whether an alumni is looking to change careers, maybe they're looking to change industry sectors, and now is a great time to actually be doing that as we are in a hot job market. But we offer support for getting the alumni back and ready for the market, but also, polish up, whether it's just a resume, whether it's polishing up the interview skills, but also social media, making sure their LinkedIn profile is up to date. And also look at strategies of what's best fit for them, thinking big picture of not only, again, salary expectations, but lifelong success. And there's many decisions that go into that. But we are here for lifelong support for our alumni as well.
Where does Oakland University stand in comparison to other universities and colleges in Michigan in terms of the timetable between graduating and landing that first job for graduates?
So I would say on average, it is within, especially in this market, 3 to 6 months. But what we do is survey all of our fresh graduates 9 months out of college. And so we do a first destination survey report, which really gives us a good sample of where the first destination of not only where students at Oakland University are employed, but we also look at where they are moving on to graduate level school. But I would say the average would be 6 months currently for that job lead.
We're joined by Wayne Thibodeau. He is the Senior Director of Career Services at Oakland University, joining us on the Oakland County Megacast. And then in terms of those graduates who do land those jobs, what percentage of them end up staying right here in Michigan?
So we are proud of our Oakland students that over 95% of our Oakland University graduates are living, working, and playing here in the state of Michigan. And so we also find that many of our graduates, even though it's up to 6 months, many of them are landing positions and offers before they graduate. And I will say it's because of the work ethic of our students. Many of our students are graduating with 2 or 3 internships, and so they are very competitive. They're very marketable to compete in the industry.
We're joined by Wayne Thibodeau, Senior Director of Career Services at Oakland University, joining us on the Oakland County Megacast. More information from the Career Services Department and across the university at oakland.edu. That's oakland.edu. And so in terms of this current job market, it's an interesting situation because there are a lot of jobs that are open. There are a lot of industries that are looking to fill positions. How does that impact the Career Services Department's communication with recent graduates in particular, but also those alumni that are looking to fill some of these jobs and what they do for their search, certainly the salary discussions and other key factors that could be the difference between them getting that job or maybe not getting that great job that they're looking for and having to continue their search?
Absolutely. So what we saw during the pandemic is all of the industries moved to virtual recruitment. And so that was a transition not only for all of us in the workplace, but also for students and college students. And so making that transition to use virtual technology, virtual search mechanisms to help students find internships and jobs has certainly been transformative for students. And so what we're finding right now is even though the job market is very solid and very very good and strong currently. What students need to make that transition is to look at the hybrid option for recruitment now. So when students are, preparing for the online job search process and returning back to campus, all of our employers are excited to be back in person and find that personal touch back with our candidates. And so it's going to be critical that students work with career services, not only for that preparation, but the job search, as well as selling themselves using social media and platforms like LinkedIn that are going to be preparing them for the future.
We're joined by Wayne Thibodeau, Senior Director of Career Services at Oakland University. Keep up to date with the Career Services Department and tap into some of these resources. If you are a graduate or an alumni of Oakland University and are looking for a job by visiting them at oakland.edu. That's oakland.edu. And in this job market, because there's so many openings, because so many businesses and so many sectors of industry are looking to fill these jobs, that it's interesting because it gives a lot of power in that case and that dynamic to those that are seeking the jobs. What interview tips and what other tips across the job search does your department currently give to graduates and alumni who are looking to fill these jobs, knowing that they have a little bit more leverage in obtaining that best job that they're looking for, but also at the same time wanting to make sure that they aren't alienating anybody along the way as they're looking for these jobs? These are going to be their colleagues in that industry.
Absolutely. First and foremost, they have to make a great first impression. So whether that's a polished resume, they have to be ready for that market. And so making those resumes customizable for different industry sectors is certainly going to be the first step to open the door for an interview. Secondly, it's making that transition from all of our entire virtual world that we've all lived and being able to be flexible to move into a hybrid model, whether an interview is going to be virtual like we're talking today or back in person. And so students need to be prepared to have that personal connection to the interviewer, be able to be prepared to speak highly about the successes and the transferable skills that they learn in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom. So one of the things we're proud of at Oakland University is the applied learning that happens inside the classroom, in team environments, as well as out of the classroom. So it's going to be critical for students to be able to talk about that applied, not only research they're doing in the classroom, but also the hands-on experience and what they can do to demonstrate the impact that they're making in and outside of the classroom. The other, I would say, tip is making sure that they have their social connections up to date. So whether it's handshake profile, their LinkedIn profile, they need to be up to date, ready to hit the ground running to make sure that they're competing in today's market.
We're joined by Wayne Thibodeau. He is the Director of Career Services at Oakland University. More information on the Oakland University website, oakland.edu. That's oakland.edu to keep up to date on the Career Services Department and everything else going on at Oakland University. Wayne, just another couple of minutes before we let you go. In the case of those who may be struggling in some cases in their job search, maybe they've hit a dead end or they've gone on several interviews and they haven't been able to get that job that they're looking for and they've come so close, or they're just confused on where to even start especially if they're looking to change careers. What sort of resources are available for them? What should be those first steps they should take through their university to help them kick that job search into high gear and put their best foot forward?
So first and foremost, with our team here in Career Services, we want to be listeners. We realize the past 2 years of this pandemic has been stressful for all of us. And so we are going to be great listeners to understand the students' need and understand where they are in their transition as a college student. Secondly, we need to be able to help them make that leap and help them move from this whole entire virtual world we've all been living and be proactive, be very active out in the job search medians and make sure that they're prepared and they can articulate not only what they're aspiring to do, but also what their career aspirations are. And so being there for students, I think, is first and foremost so that they understand they're not in this job market alone. This is a journey. And so there's many steps that have to take place in order for there to be a successful landing of an opportunity out in industry. But also we're going to do practicing. We're going to practice interviews. We're going to practice questions and make sure putting them in simulation so that they understand how to react, how to respond, and how to most importantly articulate the skills that they've learned in the classroom, the skills that they're learning in and outside as an intern, whether they work on campus or work off campus. And most importantly, how are they going to impact the industry? How are they going to impact that employer and the value that they bring to the community? And so our value is really helping students be successful, whether it's moving on to a graduate level school or moving on to do a job search and being most productive.
Wayne, before we let you go, any lasting advice for graduates, for alumni, or for others in their job search as they are completing their education at Oakland University or continuing their careers after their graduation?
So capitalizing on resources on campus early and often. I can tell you again, even in a hot job market, you still need to be active with our office and career services to help be most successful. Don't do it alone. As well as we're here for a catalyst for the industry. And so we provide many events, from career fairs to networking events to social experiences, to make sure that they have connections to alumni of Oakland University, future prospects for job opportunities, certainly industry, as well as help making decisions about their career aspirations. So we look forward to working with them.
Wayne, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.